Hey guys, it's Whitney, and today I am doing a video on my weight and my journey and how I got to this point. And excuse me if I go a little bit too in depth and ramble a little bit much, but you know, I just feel like giving you guys a little bit of information about me. So when I was born about 23 years ago in March, because my birthday is coming up soon, and that's the whole reason why I'm trying to lose weight is, you know, I want to lose weight before my birthday on March 8th. As a matter of fact, the end of my first round of insanity will be just about, you know, like 2 days before my birthday. So but when I was born 23 years ago, I was 8 pounds and 9 ounces. I was the baby with the fat legs and the fat cheeks that everybody wanted to pinch. Yeah, that was me. I was that kid. And of course, when I started getting active and walking and moving into my toddler ages and stuff, the weight came off, and I was a slim kid all throughout elementary school. But once I got in middle school and my puberty had hit me and stuff, that's whenever I started to gain weight. And I remember that in PE one day we had like a fitness test where we had to do like as many push-ups and sit-ups as we could in a minute. I don't remember those stats, but one thing I do remember is she weighed the whole class. Everybody, we found out our weight, and the earliest I can ever recall of me weighing myself and my weight was that day, and I remember being 163 pounds. Now, I would kill to be that weight now, but you know, of course, I was probably a little bit shorter than I am now. I'm 5'7.5", and I was considered, you know, kind of pudgy, had a stomach. I wasn't like huge the way people made me feel, but you know, I was just a little bit overweight. And all throughout middle school, my weight fluctuated, and I remember I was probably in my freshman year, which was 2007, 2008, you know, a while ago. And yeah, my weight got up to be around 170 pounds. And all throughout my high school year, you know, or years, my weight was around 170 to 180 pounds. But once I graduated, or before I say I graduated, I did try some sports, or attempt to try sports. My junior year, I remember the coach of the basketball team wanted me to play for them because I was taller than a lot of the girls in the school. And I went to intramurals one day, and I was like the last to complete everything. For example, like they had suicides and stuff, and I was always the last one to make it back to the line, and I just wasn't feeling it, so I quit. And it was kind of discouraging because, you know, all of my dad's children have played basketball and they went to school for basketball, so it was just weird, but I guess it just wasn't for me. And my senior year, I did track and field, which was you know, the field events, shot put and discus, and we never really worked out for me to be in shape. I was just good at it because I was a pretty big girl who knew how to throw a weight very far, but it wasn't because I was in shape or anything. So yeah, the most we did was maybe jog around the track one time, stretch, and occasionally, very rarely, as a matter of fact, did we lift weights and stuff like that. But it was nothing for me to say that I was athletic or in shape. Definitely not. So yeah, graduated in 2011, and I started college immediately after that, and probably got up to around 183 pounds, you know, because the most I ever really did was walk to class, but I've never, you know, did any exercise, of course. Then in 2013, still being in school and stuff, I got pregnant, and that was like October 2013, September, I think. But anyway, so yeah, got pregnant, and I loved Oreos, peanut butter Oreos to be exact. and my thing was oddly like Concord grape juice. I love drinking that, but I would eat like way too much. I really can honestly say I overindulged. And you know, when you're pregnant, you might think you can eat whatever you want because you're pregnant, but you know, we all wind up paying for it afterwards. That's not something I really knew because it was my first time being pregnant. But yeah, gained 40 pounds. So I went from 185, which was what my pre-pregnancy weight, and I was like 3 months pregnant whenever they weighed us, or me. And at the end of my pregnancy, I wound up gaining 40 pounds, and I was probably about 220-30 pounds. I don't remember the exact number, but you know, once I had my son in June of 2014, of course, immediately I lost about 10-11 pounds because he was 8 pounds 11 ounces, which is, you know, very ironic considering that's close to my weight when I was born. But you know, and including water weight and my placenta, yeah. So I got to be down to about 214 pounds, and I tried to breastfeed, didn't work, but I did breast pump for about 2 to 3 weeks. So I can't really say I lost any weight due to breastfeeding because I didn't do it as long as, you know, a lot of women do. So didn't really lose any weight from that. Didn't use a girdle, so that probably I wouldn't have like a pooching little stomach the way I do now if I would have did that, but didn't do it. So yeah, I remember August of 2014, it was the first time that I was about to go out. You know, being a new mom, of course, you know, you really stay in the house with your baby, and it's hard. You don't even feel like doing nothing for the first few weeks and months and stuff. But I was trying to go out to a friend's birthday party, or go out with my friend for her birthday, and I went to the mall to buy some clothes because, you know, I just wanted to do something new, try to feel good about myself. And I went to Rainbow, and I just remember trying some clothes on, and I couldn't fit the clothes I would normally fit. And then I tried some other clothes in a different section that I would normally not shop from, but it was the only thing I could find to fit me right. And I went in the dressing room, and you know how they have those Walmart white bright lights shining on you? Like, yeah. And it was really heartbreaking for me because, you know, when you walk around in your house, you have fluorescent lighting, so you can't really tell how you look. But I remember it was a big wake-up call to show me how I really looked. And I remember crying in the damn dressing room because I felt like shit because I was huge and I just didn't feel good, didn't look good. My face was really big, my arms, my stomach, I just wasn't feeling it. Me personally, at over 200 pounds, I just don't look good. And I've never been over 200 pounds in my life. I've never really been over 180 something pounds before my son. So, you know, it was just a big difference for me to be that big. So I remember I was in the dressing room and I was feeling hot and warm, and my anxiety had kicked in, and I just left, didn't buy anything. I just wanted to go home, which is really unusual for me because I normally will go look in all the other stores and look at stuff and possibly buy stuff. That didn't happen that day. I was just like, you know what, this killed my mood, I'm ready to go home. And I did. So that was a wake-up call to me that, you feel me, I was 4 months postpartum, and even though that wasn't a big amount of time, I just felt like I wasn't going to lose the weight unless I did something. So October 2014, I started doing Insanity and calorie counting with MyFitnessPal. I didn't buy Shakeology or any of those expensive supplements because, you know, I wasn't sure if I was going to stick to my routine. So I don't like spending money on stuff that I'm not sure I'm going to use, So anyway, I did that, and I lost 20 pounds in 3 weeks. And I'll tell you why that's really important to me now, because I actually just finished my 3rd week, and I finished my first day of week 4 of Insanity today. So I'm feeling pretty good that I've actually made it further than what I did last time. And I know that I could have made it even further than I did last time, but the reason why I quit last time is there was a devastating event that had happened in my life to where I didn't feel like getting out of bed, let alone getting out of bed and jumping up and down for 40 minutes. It just wasn't gonna happen. So yeah, I just fell off, and of course, as I fell off me losing weight, I fell back on to eating unhealthy, eating too much, and eating junk food all the time, and the weight slowly came back. I didn't go all the way up to like 214, but you know, I did get back in the 200s. So yeah, December 23rd, 2015, which was last year, I met with a National Guard recruiter, and she took my measurements and my weight and stuff, and come to find out I was like 205 pounds. And the reason why I say like is because I don't know the exact number, but I weighed myself before I started Insanity. I was 204, so I know I was a little bit heavier when I got those measurements. But anyway, yeah, 204 pounds, 205 pounds before I started, and started doing it again January 4th, 2016, which is this year. The reason why I feel I was supposed to start my nursing program spring of this year, but I missed the mandatory orientation, so I had to sit out until August. And I have nothing else to do. I have no more prerequisites to take. I even started taking classes that would go towards, you know, my next degree up. And I'm just like, you know, I'm not going to waste any more money. I'm just going to take a break, because I've been going hard since 2011, you know, in school. And I'm, you know, maybe it's just time for me to have a break. Maybe this is God's way of telling me, you know what, Whitney, you've been working your butt off in school, but there's one thing that I know that, you know, you want to get done. I really want to lose weight. I want a flat stomach. That's my ultimate goal. So yeah, maybe that's just what it's supposed to be. So I actually have time. I'm not doing anything else. Of course, I'm taking care of my son, and I'm looking for a job and whatnot. But so currently I'm just focusing on losing weight, taking care of TJ. So, but yeah, my measurements were 44, 36, 44. So it was like the same, you know, up and down and whatnot. And I was 205 pounds when she took my measurements. And yeah, January 4th I started again with the calorie counting and doing Insanity, and 3 weeks later I took my weight, and I was 194 pounds, and I took my weight yesterday, or was it this morning? Yesterday, and I was 191 pounds. So from week 3 to the beginning of week 4, I lost another, what, 3 pounds? So the majority of the weight that I had lost was really in the first week. But that's okay, whatever. And yeah, so I've lost 13 pounds so far on Insanity. I lost 20 pounds the first time I did it. It does kind of suck that I didn't lose as much weight the first time I did, but you know, I feel like the fact that I was 4 months postpartum probably contributed to the fact of why I lost so much weight in the beginning. So maybe that was why. So, but hey, you know, even if so, 12 pounds in 3 weeks is awesome, you know, like, or 13 pounds in 3 weeks is awesome. Because there's, you know, if you were to lose the max that is recommended to lose, which is 2 pounds a week, I've already exceeded that like 2 times the amount. So yeah, and I'm feeling really, really good, guys. I just feel like it's just something you have to take one day at a time. You have to stay motivated. You have to be strong-willed. Whenever people, you know, bring unhealthy tendencies around you, you have to stay strong and ignore it. For example, you know, there's been times I've been offered some very unhealthy food and to drink and all that stuff, and I said no, because I know it's not worth it at the end of the day. So yeah, now I'm gonna let you guys know a few things that I'm doing differently from this time doing Insanity to when I did Insanity October 2014. The first thing that I'm doing differently is I'm not drinking a protein shake immediately after I do my workout. That's something I did last time that I'm not doing this time, and the reason for that is because I don't feel like protein shakes fill me up. I'd rather eat, you know, 20 grams worth of chicken than 20 grams worth, or not chicken, 20 grams of protein in chicken than 20 grams of protein in a protein shake, because the chicken will keep me full. And that's the biggest problem I've had with Insanity, or doing Insanity, is that I always wind up hungry at the end of the day. And I know that might be because I'm not eating enough calories. I'm trying to, you know, adjust and find the right amount of calories for me, because I don't want to eat too much, and then I know I don't want to eat not enough because I don't want it to be counterproductive to me losing weight. But anyway, that's the first thing I'm doing differently. Second thing that I'm doing differently is I consider myself to be eating better than I did last time. There's a few things that I am doing the same. It's like the last time I did it, I was eating like canned fruits and vegetables, which I know a lot of people might not consider that to be healthy because of like the sodium and the sugars that are in it. But I don't really have those kind of problems with like high blood pressure or high cholesterol or high blood sugar. I don't know if I said that, but anyway, yeah, I don't have those problems, so I feel like it's working for me. And I only go up over, you know, a certain amount of milligrams of sugar, and, or I don't know if it's grams or milligrams, but I only go over a little bit when it comes down to sodium and sugar whenever I do eat like canned green beans or canned pears. So yeah, but anyway, like, but the thing, I do consider myself to be eating better because, first of all, I'm not eating bread, so I get my fiber from fruits and vegetables, not necessarily from whole grains or anything like that. I love whole grain bread, but I just think maybe I should cut it out because it's so many calories in one slice of bread. Like, come on, 100 calories in one slice of bread? You need 2 slices of bread for one sandwich? No thank you. I cut it out. Not eating any dairy though, but I am drinking almond milk, unsweetened vanilla almond milk from Simply Organic. I think that's the brand, and it's 30 calories in 1 cup and a lot of calcium. So getting my calcium from there, and not eating like the processed food, frozen food trays that I used to eat and stuff like that. But I am eating, you know, oranges and apples with peanut butter on it and stuff like that. And I love eating salads. I eat a tuna salad where I have a cup of shredded lettuce, a can of tuna that was in water, and a light Italian dressing. The one I currently love is from Kroger, and it's only 20 calories per 2 teaspoons. And yeah, that's like 120 or 150 calorie salad. So it works for me, fills me up. So yeah, that's the second thing that I'm doing differently. Third thing that I'm doing differently is I'm waist training this time compared to I wasn't doing waist training that time. Now, I don't want to hear anybody in my comments talking about waist training is bad for you, you shouldn't do for it. And I'm not extreme tight lacing or anything like that. A lot of you people actually need to do your research on it. Hit up Lucy's Corsetry if you want to get a little bit more information about that. But I feel like it's going to help me contour my body the way I want it to look, and it's going to help me get my stomach to be flatter from that. So that's the third thing I'm doing differently. The fourth thing I'm doing differently is a 30-day squat and ab challenge. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I feel like sometimes I don't feel like Insanity gives me, you know, works out like my midsection, and it does. You do squats in Insanity, but I want something to make my booty look big. I'm gonna keep it real. I want to look like a video vixen. Like, I don't want to look hungry, but I want to look, you know, cute. And that's just how I feel like, you know, video vixens are pretty. You might not feel that way, but that's what I'm doing to lift my booty up and tone my stomach. I want a flat stomach and a nice butt. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And yeah, I just want something to help speed the process up with my stomach. Number 5. The first 2 weeks that I did Insanity this time, I didn't do cardio recovery. I just didn't feel like it was necessary, and I was just breaking myself back into the habit of doing it. And I just wasn't in the mood on those days, so I cut it out. But I did do cardio recovery in the 3rd week, and I'm gonna stick to doing it this Thursday. And I know, like, next month we're not really going to be doing those exercises, but yeah, I'm going to stick to the program from here on out. And it's also been a while, you know, whenever I was doing it the first time, the thing that might have contributed to my biggest thing that might have contributed to my weight loss was the fact that I was 4 months postpartum. It was so soon. It was probably weight I was gonna lose anyway. So, but it's been like a whole 1.5 years now, so maybe that's why I didn't lose as much. And the 7th thing I'm doing differently. WhatWillILookLike.com. You guys, I think I need to zoom in for this. You guys, check that damn website out. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, I feel like this is the biggest contributor to my success so far and keeping me motivated, because you can go to this website and input a weight and a height similar to you, and it shows a whole bunch of people in their before and after pictures of them losing weight. So whenever I look at people who are my height, you know, somebody who is 180 pounds at 5'5" is going to look totally different than me. I'm 5'7.5", almost 5'8". It's going to, like, 180 pounds is going to look differently on 2 different individuals. So yeah, I feel like I would look pretty good at around 150 pounds. So I look at ladies who have went from a certain weight and who are my height and who got down to 150 pounds. And it really is motivating to me, because it shows, like, you know, I'm not that far away. It feels like, you know, sometimes that I'm kind of far away, but I'm not, because, you know, each day I'm getting closer, and it's thanks to those pictures, because they really do keep me motivated. And another thing, I also look at the women who are heavier than me at my height. And I know this might seem like kind of weird, because it's like, why am I looking at women who are bigger than me? Well, here's the thing. I feel like if I look at those women, I could be like, well, if I don't make a difference, and if I don't keep doing what I'm doing and make a change, that my damn camera keeps cutting off. But anyway, I keep looking at these women's videos, or not videos, but pictures, who are like my height, you know, they weigh more than me, because if I don't do something about it and keep doing what I'm doing now, I'm gonna eventually get to that weight if I don't make a change, you know? So it's like, you could either take the time and just take baby steps. The biggest part I feel like that sets us back is we expect results immediately. But as long as we take those baby steps, we will get to where we want to go. But if we don't take any steps at all, we're only putting ourselves further behind, you know? So when I look at those women, I'm like, well, shit, if I don't keep working out, I'm going to fall off and keep eating unhealthy and stuff, and I'm going to gain 20 pounds, and this is what I'm going to look like then. Like, for real, check that website out. whatwillilook.com. Whatwillilook.com. What will you look like 20 pounds lighter? What will you look like 40 pounds lighter? What will you look like 20 pounds heavier? What will you look like 40 times heavier? Do you want to be 20 pounds heavier? Do you want to get 40 pounds heavier? Or do you want to be 20 and 30 pounds lighter? Do not, even if I fall off the bandwagon, I just hope maybe I could touch somebody when it comes to that thought, because for real, it's real. Like, if you keep doing what you're doing, we're only gonna gain more weight, straight up. And you don't want to put yourself further back and make your journey more difficult. You want to make it easier. So just go ahead and start. You might not have to do Insanity. They have Insanity max 30, where it's like 30 minutes instead of 40 minutes and 60 minutes. So you don't even have to do Insanity. Do what you feel like will work for you. I feel like high intensity interval training and doing cardio at home works for me, because I am one of those shy people. I don't like going to a gym or even going outside and jogging. Like, I don't feel comfortable when people look at me, so I feel like, especially, I don't want people to see me exhausted and tired and give up and rest. I don't want people to see me like that. So when I do it at home and I do it by myself, I feel comfortable, and my cardio and my energy is getting better. And I'm noticing now, going into my 4th week, I have way more stamina. I'm keeping up. I'm still not keeping up with the people in the video. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm getting better at the time. It's like I'm not really worried about speed this round. I'm more worried about trying to keep up. I can't keep up, but I could do more. Like, instead of me being able to only do 30% on my 1st or 2nd day, I could do like 50% of the workout now. Like, when I say 50%, I don't mean like doing 50% of the video and stop. I'm saying like, whatever, I do the whole workout, but I will probably take like, out of a 1-minute exercise, I might take 30 seconds to rest, breathe, shit. And that's okay. You gotta understand, with doing stuff, especially when you're a beginner, you're not going to be able to keep up with these people. These people are fitness professionals. If you pay attention to them, people who run 10Ks and have spinning classes and, stuff like that, you're not going to be able to keep up with them until you work your way up to be able to keep up. So don't feel bad if you can't keep up. I know that used to make me feel bad, because I'm like, damn, I can't do it. I can't keep up with them. No, fuck. They're just there as a guide to, help you out. So a few things I want to let you guys know or keep in mind as I am finished with this video. Number 1, time will pass regardless, and you could either choose to make the most of it or not. So would you rather take some time to get closer to your goals, or take the time to get further away? I'd rather take the time to get closer. So number 2, we're only getting older, and I don't know how old you might be. You might be in your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. You might be older than that, or you might be in your 20s like me. I've been overweight almost all my life. I want to be, in shape and happy at my age. I don't want to wait till I'm like 40 and I finally get in shape, and I'm like, damn, I wish I would have did this sooner. So no offense to anybody if anybody is older or whatnot, but for real, like, you're even young. You're younger today than you will be tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Number 3, you're gonna feel better, and you're gonna get healthier as you do this. Just try every day, And you know, if you guys, you know, want to talk to me, ask me any questions specifically, or if you want to give me any words of inspiration, hit me up. You know, I'm always welcome to that, and I'm